everyone, it's Krista and welcome to my channel. Today I'm doing a layout for Mixed Media Frenzy and I am using part of my How to Kill a Kit with Style, and I am using the Art Walk collection by Heidi Swapp. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love this collection. And the sketch you're looking at is by Paula Pearson from Craft Plus, it looks like. And one of our Mixed Media Frenzy, Kathy, picked this sketch, and we are going to try and make it. So what I'm doing first is I'm gessoing all of my paper that I'm using. Now this paper is very flimsy, and I'm going to kind of just put this paper on top of it, but you'll see in a minute I'm going to be ripping. So I'm kind of ripping this paper diagonally. I drew with a ruler so that I made sure I was ripping the way I wanted it to go, in the direction I wanted it to go, because once you start ripping, that's it. So I wanted to make sure that I had it all set the way I wanted it. So now I'm going to tape these on to this other card stock, and the picture that I'm scrapbooking today is a picture of my son a long time ago at the beach, and he was surfboarding and boogie boarding, I should say, and he was having so much fun because there was a lot of waves and it was just super fun. So we took a picture and it came out really nice. So that is the photo that I am scrapbooking today, because it looks like the what do you want to call it? I'm sorry if you hear my dog. It is a sketch that looks like beach. So I wanted to kind of mimic that in my layout. So what I'm doing is I'm distressing the edges really well, and I'm really making sure they're ripped a little bit, torn up, and I'm just helping, my fingers are kind of helping it along. And now I'm going to cut this piece that I just ripped off. I'm going to rip it again, and you'll see why. And I'm going to distress the edges of this as well. I want it to look really grungy, and I want the papers to really be popping off the page, because I'm going to be putting lots of mixed media on this. So this is how I want it to go. So the paper behind it is just going to kind of like just be a little bit showing. So I'm going to tape this down, my big pieces now, because I know where I want them. And I gessoed the middle of that other paper that I'm putting these on top of, because I knew I was going to be doing some paint, and I didn't want it to seep through too much, because the paint is that paper is very flimsy. It was just from one of my paper pads that I had. So now I'm going to tape on this bottom part, and I'm just using my fingers to kind of roll it up. I want it to look really grungy. And now I'm going to go on with this piece, and I'm going to tape this one down as well. And then you'll see what I'm going to do next. But while I am doing that, I just want to remind you all not to forget to check out the other ladies in Mixed Media Frenzy. I will have their links down below. Now this one I'm going to rough up the edges as well. I really want to give it that rough look. And I wanted to bring in that darker paper because that's what they're showing on the sketch, so I wanted to include it in mine. So I'm just trying to figure out where I'm going to put my picture, and what I end up doing is I end up getting a piece of this, it's kind of like a ribbon, but it's all like really cool. It's like a netting ribbon, and I really love it. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and it's perfect for a beach layout like this. So I'm going to stick that on there. And I also am going to use some of my, I don't know, I call it gauze. I don't know, but it's like that stuff you wrap yourself in when you're in the hospital or something. But I'm using that as well, but I did color it. So you'll see when I put it behind my photo. So what I'm doing now is I'm using my little bubble stencil that I have. They look like little bubbles. And I'm just kind of going around in spots that I want some bubbles to show. And I'm using Vicki Boutin's modeling paste for this. I like it because it gives it a lot of dimension, her paste, and I really like it. So it's nice and soft and smooth and easy to put through a stencil, and that's what I like about it. So I'm just going randomly in spots where I think I want it, and it's not perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be messy and look, more realistic. So I'm doing the edge here now, and I'm also going to go on a couple more spots on top. I decided to go in with more because I'm like, hey, let's just keep going. That's my problem. When I start with mixed media, I can't stop. I love it. It's so much fun. You guys really need to get your stuff out and start doing it. And I hope you guys are. And I hope that you're getting inspired by what we are putting out for you guys, because this stuff is really, it's fun. I mean, it does take time, I'm not gonna lie, but it's so worth it. And right now, everybody's got all the time in the world, because if you're not working, you might as well be doing something, right? So scrapbook, that's what I do, and it gets my mind off of things, and I really enjoy it. So now I'm just scraping the bottom here and kind of making it smooth out on the edge, because I want it to look like, there's white waves kind of in there. I don't know. They look like white waves to me. So now I'm going to use my Distress Oxide spray stain, and it's called Blueprint Sketch. And I'm using that because it's the right blue that I wanted, and I like the Distress sprays. I know a lot of people don't, but I do. I really like it. It just gives it enough look to it, and it's not too deep, because if you go in with the paper towel and you dab it, which I do, you pick up a lot of that puddles, and it just leaves a nice distressed look, and it leaves a really nice tint to your modeling paste. I like it a lot. I don't know. I keep adding water to it to lighten it if it's too dark, and I use my brush to kind of move it around. And I mean, it doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs a little bit of that blue color. So now I'm going in with this specialty paper that I had in my kit as well, that I'm going to use to back my photo. And all it is cardboard, and it's just got those lines in it. And you can actually take your cardboard, which I save my cardboard, and if you rip the top layer off of it, that's what's in between. So that's what it looks like. And I'm just going to use that to kind of give a rough edge to the back of my photo as well. And now I'm going in with, this is papers I had from a pad I call, a pad that I have that is My Mind's Eye. It's a boy collection, and it had this really nice blue in there, and I figured I'm going to put it around my photo. And I thought I was going to use more like this, but I end up cutting it down in the end, you'll see. And I'm also using this brown piece as well that was in that collection. And this is just, it's not it's not thick cardstock. It's really thin, and I use it a lot to back my photos and stuff like that. But it is really nice. And I'm just going to cut it down, and then I am going to distress the edges. And I thought I was going to leave those two pieces on them, but then when I put it on top, I'm like, oh no, that looks terrible. So I end up cutting it down, and I distress the edges of it again. And now I'm going to cut the other piece down as well. And then I'm like, oh, maybe one piece on this side, and I end up cutting it. You'll see in a minute. So first I'm just going to put everything back down, and it's gauze. That's what it's called. I couldn't think of what it was called. I'm so sorry. So I put the gauze down. And I did color it too. I colored it with the same spray, the Distress spray, the Blueprint one. And now I'm just going to just keep moving things around, figuring out where I want it. I really loved the ribbon netting. I think it's so cool, and I'm so glad I bought it. But I got it at Hobby Lobby. You guys can't go to Hobby Lobby right now, of course, because of the virus that's going around. And it's really sad. And I just hope everybody's doing well. I hope you guys are doing really well and staying safe and staying healthy. And you keep washing your hands and sanitizing everything. And just take precaution and be really, really careful, guys. And I am going to glue the back of these little cardboard pieces that I have onto my photo, and I'm just gonna start gluing things down because I kind of know where I want everything. And that anchor you see right there, that I got at Hobby Lobby as well. They were on sale, and you get a bunch of them inside of a packet. It's cardboard, so they're really cool because you could color them, and I do end up coloring it. You'll see in a minute. I end up using a oh, and I am backing my photo with cardboard because I like how cardboard gives it a little bit more lift than using craft foam. So on this type of a layout, that's what I do at my mixed media layouts. I try to lift the photo up quite a bit. So now I'm trying to go under and glue down with my Scotch glue this netting very carefully because I just did it in certain spots just so that it would stay down. And then I'm going to glue my photo right on top like that. And I'm going to have my anchor on the side like that. So now I'm going to start gluing down this side very carefully. And then you'll see me, I'm going to glue down the whole photo. But first I'm going to color this anchor. And I end up using my Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. And this one is called, uh-oh, I can't see it, it faded away. Light Goldenrod. It's kind of brown. I don't know why it says goldenrod. Well, I guess a rod could be like rustic looking. So yeah, that's what I got from it. And now I'm using this twine that I had, and I'm going to make it really look like an anchor. And I'm going to kind of twirl the little twine around it and bring it along down the side there because an anchor has rope, and that's what I wanted the anchor to look like. So that's how I made my little anchor, and I think it's so cute. I love it. And I did glue it down with some I have Fibertac glue as well as my Scotch glue. I use my Fibertac glue for some stuff, and then I use my Scotch glue for other stuff. I am just the type of person that I just use whatever I think is going to stick better with whatever I'm using. So now I have this little pack of little shells and starfish and a seahorse, and I decided to use some of those. And then I had these dollar stickers, guys, that I got at the Dollar Tree, okay? And it says, "Welcome to Paradise." I use that as my title. And this one says, "Go to the beach." So I'm putting that one on the bottom, and it matches perfectly, and I love it. Dollar Tree, guys, Dollar Tree. So now you see these little bits that I'm putting on here. Guess what that is? That is potpourri. Yes, potpourri. Go to the dollar store, buy a bag of potpourri, and you can use it on your layouts. I saw someone that's really, really popular mixed media, and she used potpourri on her layout, and I was like, wow, that is a great idea. So that's what I did here. Made it look rustic looking and like a beachy type. You know how when you're walking through the sand, there's all these different weird things, like seashells that are broken up and look kind of funny, and fossils, and just really all kinds of cool things. So I picked out certain things in the potpourri mixes, and I used them on this layout. And of course, I used seashells that I also bought at the dollar store. Yep, dollar store, love it. And those little beads you see on the left-hand side in that little bag, netted bag, those I got for $1 at the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to glue those down too in some spots. You'll see in a minute. So now I'm just showing you that I'm gluing everything down, and I'm using my Fibertac glue to glue down my shells and my potpourri and that stuff, because this is like a really good glue to use to glue those type of things down, heavy things or things that are like fabric or have a different type of texture to them. that's when I use my fiber tack glue because it really works very well. So, and it is stringy, so, because it's real thick, but it's clear and I like that. So now I'm gonna glue this little piece down over here, and I do end up moving those around. They're not gonna stay like that. I end up taking that one brown piece that you see there. That's gonna come off and it's gonna go underneath my little Go Beach sign, but you'll see that in a minute. And see, I moved it. So now everything's glued down, and now I'm gonna go in with my stones. Now these are craft stones you get at, I got them online. Amazon has them, so does scrapbook.com. And what you do is I dip it in my 3D gloss gel, matte gloss gel, and with my paintbrush, and then I stick some in, I put some of the pebbles in the top of the lid of the pebbles, and I just roll my paintbrush in it, and they stick. And then you just kind of glide them on. So I'm putting them on the netting, the anchor, you know, just putting them in my little cluster spots. And they look like little stones, which makes it look more rustic and super pretty. And I really love this look. I love using these stones. At first, I was really scared to use them. I didn't know like what I was doing, and then I started doing it, and I'm like, this is so easy. So, and it really is easy, so you guys should try it. It makes your photos look so cool and just gives it more texture and more interest, and I just love them. So now I'm just finishing, and I'm putting it on top of stuff, like I'm making it really look real, like how it would be at a beach. And I'm just like putting them on top of the potpourri pieces that I put in there that don't look like potpourri though. They look like things that you would find on the beach. That's how I feel they look, and I really, really love it. And I'm just going to do some more on the sides. Now, I do show you all of this because I wanted you guys to see how these work, these little stones, and they're not heavy, they're very light. And that's how they stick to the paintbrush. When you stick it in the gel, they just automatically cling because they're very light. And once you stick them down, and that will dry and they will stay. Just so you know, they will dry and they will stay. So, yeah. So you guys should definitely try this out. I love it. It's a super great technique, and they don't cost much either. So I get a big thing of them, and I got mine on Amazon, but you could get them, you know, on scrapbook.com too if you don't have an Amazon Prime account. I have Amazon Prime, so I get a lot of stuff mailed to me within a couple days, and I really like that. And I also get, you know, I don't pay for shipping sometimes, which is super cool too. So now I'm just going around the other edges here, and now I'm kind of working my way up, as you see, and around. And then you're going to see I'm going to come in with this really pretty color. To color them, I'm just going to dab the stones with a little bit of color, and it's called Deep Waters, and it is by Prima, and it's their metallic-y acrylic paints, and they're super, super pretty. And this is like a deep water blue color, and I absolutely love it. And I got this on scrapbook.com. So you guys definitely should, oh, I'm sorry. No, it's not by Prima. Oops. Sorry. It's by Art. Oh, I can't read it. I need glasses to read. It's by Artist3 or something like that. I swore it was by Prima, so that's interesting. I thought it was by Prima, but I am mistaken. Oh, it's by Art Athalamy. Alchemy. There, I spelled it. Art and then that word. So, sorry, I can't say it very well. Oh, it is by Prima. It's by Prima. So, look for it. It's Deep Waters. It's so, so pretty. So, first I go in, though, with some gesso, and I'm just going to, like, put some on top of that cardboard, and I'm also going to color those clear stones that I put down, those big round ones. I'm going to put some gesso on those because I'm going to come in with the spray, the Distress spray, and I'm going to paint a little bit of the blue on top of it. And it came out really cool. I never expected it, but with the gesso and the paint, it actually made it crack a little bit. And it looks really cool. It gave it like a crackly effect, which I don't know why. Maybe it's because of the beads and the texture that they are, because they're like shiny and clear and like really, silky smooth or whatever. And they came out really cool. So you'll see in the close-ups. And now I'm just going in and I'm doing some splatters, of course. And I just made these spray a little bit darker, and I'm going in and I'm just doing my little splatters. And let me see, what else do I do? Oh, you'll see me come in a minute, and I'm going to dab some of that deep water paint that I told you about from Prima. And it's super cool, and it comes out so pretty. So I love doing splatters, guys. I get carried away with my splatters. Seriously. So this is that. This is the paint I was telling you about by Prima. So I'm just like, see how I'm just dabbing the top of the stones just a little bit. And I do some of them. I don't do all of them. I leave some of them white, just to give it a little more pop of color and interest around my photo. And I really love this color. And it just kind of brings the stones out a little bit more, so you could see them a little bit better, instead of them just being, all white. And it was super cool. I love, this is one of my favorite layouts. And I could not wait to do this sketch, because I think I had the perfect photo, the perfect papers. I was like so ready for this, and I couldn't wait. But there it is, guys. It's all done. So I hope you guys like it. I love the way it turned out. Look at all that dimension. So, so cool. So don't forget to check out the other ladies. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you just hit that red subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified every time I post a new video. And there's your close-up, guys. See how cool really turned out. Lots of textures and just dimension and such pretty just gorgeousness. I just love it. I hope you guys do too. And I hope you guys try these out. It's really not hard. It does take some time, but it's so worth it. So I want to thank you guys again for watching. And remember, stay crafty. Bye.